Am I going to Disney Springs today? You may be asking yourself, Dave, are you going to Disney Springs today? Today is the day. A few of the third-party restaurants and venues are opening up in Disney Springs. And Dave, we want to know, are you going? And tell us why or why not. Let's do it here today. Hey everyone, Dave K here, and today I'm going to answer the question, am I going to Disney Springs today, and why or why not? I want to give you some background on my thoughts, maybe when I'm planning to go as well. So let me talk you through all my thoughts on the matter. First of all, to answer your question, am I going to Disney Springs today? The answer is I'm not planning to, no. And you may be saying to yourself, no, Dave, you gotta go. Or you may be saying to yourself, Dave, I can totally see why you might be waiting, but let me dive into my thoughts here today as to why I'm not planning to go quite yet and when I am planning to go. So I'm not going out to Disney Springs, and you may be asking yourself, Dave, why are you not going today? It's opening day. It's a special event. You gotta catch it. You gotta make time for these special events, Dave. What's going on? Well, I'll tell you, I, for one, don't feel extremely comfortable going out quite yet. I know that we are able to go out, right? There are conditions that are acceptable to walk around with masks on. You can go to the parks, you can go to restaurants and grocery stores, and a variety of other locations, but I personally feel more comfortable limiting my outdoor exposure. I do know it's nice to get outside for your health, make sure you're staying energized, get some sunlight going on, get some fresh air, but I'm not feeling, again, super comfortable, especially going to those theme parks and to Disney Springs to go to that downtown Disney area to check out the restaurants, maybe have some food there, especially if you think about some of the factors involved in that. For example, if I were to eat at some of those restaurants in Disney Springs, you have to, in order to eat, you have to take off your mask, right? Because otherwise, how are you going to get food in your face hole right here? So if you're taking off your mask to eat, then of course that presents potential risk, potential exposure to be exposed to more things. And that doesn't necessarily mean that something would happen, right? Potentially it'd be totally fine. But I personally, again, feel more comfortable holding off for now because I don't necessarily see a huge amount of benefit for me. Now, I'm totally accepting of everyone having their own perspective on this. Some people will really want to go out, and some people will be there on the first day. And I don't judge by any means. Everyone is entitled to their own perspective and their own decisions. But I personally, again, would rather not go out right now, just because I don't see a whole lot of benefit, and I see a little bit of risk for myself. And there's a couple of other reasons I'm not going out as well. Another concern I have on the matter is there are a lot of people going out, taking care of daily activities, whether it's grocery shopping or ordering food, other necessities, or less than necessities, just general activities, going out, walking around parks. And I think that there are a lot of people out and about, and I can understand you want to get some fresh air, but it makes me concerned about the potential of a second wave. I really have a huge concern on this front. I'm hoping we don't see a second wave come about. I personally am concerned, again, with the doors being open, with everyone going outside, that I feel like it's a little bit earlier than it needs to be for us to get back out there. Now, I do understand the importance of keeping the economy healthy, right? Stimulating the economy and people going out, buying food and going shopping and just enjoying all of the businesses that our economy has to offer. But again, personally, I don't necessarily feel as comfortable myself of going out, and I worry about potential risk if someone is feeling ill and still feels like they go out or doesn't realize maybe what they have or doesn't even feel ill quite yet, that they could potentially pass something to someone else. So again, no way to know for sure, but that's just the kind of hesitation, the risk that I have of potentially causing a whole nother series, a whole nother set of waves here, which I'm trying to avoid. I'm kind of protecting myself and protecting others by not going out. Or at least I can hope that's what I'm doing. Another thought on my mind on this front is Disney venues aren't quite open yet. So we're seeing a bunch of third-party venues open up, restaurants or other locations, and Disney restaurants and locations haven't opened up quite yet. So part of me is thinking, well, maybe I'll consider going out when the Disney locations open up, or waiting a little bit longer until we're seeing more and more venues and restaurants open up. And I'm hoping we'll have some sort of evidence that things are going okay. We'll say, okay, things opened up Disney Springs-wise, and we're not seeing any increase in health issues. Everyone's doing fine. There were no problems with people going out at Universal City Walk and at Disney Springs. And so we're going to go ahead and open up more of the restaurants. We're going to open up the parks. These are things that I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is going to be a time when I'm going to feel a little bit more comfortable about what's going on. I personally would love to see things in the really low curve area, almost as low as where this all started in those first few weeks, where we're looking at less than 100 given cases in the area, the Central Florida area around Disney. But again, I can't necessarily confirm when that will happen or what things will look like moving forward. I think that depending upon how much we're going out or how much people are potentially interacting with one another may change when that date is, which is kind of why I'm saying to myself, I don't need to go out quite yet because I don't have as much of a need or as much of a necessity as some others may have. I'm able to utilize services like Instacart to get groceries delivered to myself, and that allows me to be one less potential spreading resource, one less risk to people, so that if people need to go out and take care of essentials and necessities, I'm not a potential risk on that front for those people. And of course, keep in mind the fact that Disney Springs is opening back up on a weekday. Yeah, it's a weekday they're opening back up, and I currently am working, and I still do need to work during this time. Work's been especially busy and especially crazy for me during this time, so there's so much to get done. So that's just another reason why I don't even feel like I have the time to go out and check out the opening. Again, if I do go out, and when I do go out, I think it's probably going to be a weekend because I've got so much going on in terms of work. And I know it's been a mixed bag for people in terms of work. Some people are not able to work. Some people are working limited hours. I feel like I'm working even more craziness right now. So it really depends on your situation. But for me, I'm really focused on trying to get that work done and keep up with my work schedule as well as my video schedule here. There's so much to create and to share with you. I know going out would be a fun one to share as well, but that time will come. It's not going anywhere. And when I do get back out and I share it with you, it's going to be right where we left it. So I don't have a specific date in terms of when I'm saying this is the date I'm going to feel comfortable going out, nor is it a particular event like, oh, the parks have opened up, so I feel comfortable. For me, it's more of a, here's what the curve looks like. Here's what I'm feeling in terms of the cases are continuing to drop, and we're almost at ground level where there's no more risk at all anymore. It may depend, right? My situation may change depending upon how I'm feeling, what I'm doing work-wise, or how I'm feeling like I need some sunshine going on, but I still try to get out, make sure you catch at least a couple of sun rays here and there. Maybe it's opening a window some days, or maybe it's walking around some days. You never know what things are going to look like, but all depends on your comfort levels as well. In terms of what you're doing for yourself, you have to decide what's right for you, what's comfortable for you. For me, I'm taking as many precautions as I can while still feeling comfortable. In a way, I am really sad to be feeling like I'm not going to be catching this reopening. I feel like it is. It's a special event. It's a limited time thing that's like unprecedented, something that we haven't experienced in such a long time in our history. We haven't seen closures like this. Disney parks have not been closed in so long. I'm not sure it's really ever been closed quite like this, so it's going to be an unprecedented experience, something we haven't seen before, and I'm kind of sad to be missing that. But again, I just don't feel necessarily safe or as comfortable going out myself. I feel like there's no real need or no real benefit for me to going out. As much as I'd love to catch that opening, there's just a lot of risk there for me. I feel like it's early for me to be going out and to be experiencing these things. And again, to each their own. Some people are going to go out and enjoy it, and I totally understand. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you stay safe. But at the same time, again, for myself, I'm trying to focus on what I need to get done. And if I potentially get sick and have to take a whole bunch of time off of work, for example, that would be a huge problem for me to try to find that time to take off of work. Other factors I have to factor in terms of how am I going to get that work done or catch up on that work, or who's going to do my work during that time. These are all things going through my mind in terms of why I feel like I can't quite go out during this time. So as much as I would love to go out, I gotta say again, I'm not planning to go out today, not planning to go out, at least in the short term, not in a while here. We'll see how long that lasts. You never know, my feelings could change. I am making this video a few days before Disney Springs opens up, and I'm just looking at the current curve, but you never know, as we get closer to when situations occur, like the next part or part 2 of the Springs opening up, or maybe the parks opening up, maybe I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. I would love to catch the reopening of those parks, but again, I do see a lot of risk. I see a lot of concern, for me at least, in going out and not adding to the situation. Meanwhile, I'm planning to continue spreading positivity from you right here. I did do a live stream recently, which was nice. I'm glad I had the chance to share some time with you all and chat with you and play some games a little bit. Had the opportunity to share more and more website content. That website's still pretty new. When I posted that, I made a YouTube post about my website. People were like, I didn't realize you had a website, and I should have been better about that, posting it here immediately. I posted it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but let's take that as your note. I have a website, davekmedia.com, where you can check out a couple blog posts and some other YouTube videos, some older ones that I reference over there as well. And I'm thinking what the medium looks like, what the media medium? I think that's the right word. I'm thinking about what the future of that website might look like. We'll see how things play out on that front. I'm definitely eager to share a variety of different styles of adventures with you. That positivity still continuing to come. I want to come up with new entertaining ways to make videos for you as well, and just work on my content all around. Make sure I'm able to find fun ways to come up with stuff for myself and for you. Thanks so much for being a part of this adventure with me today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to quarantine that like button by turning it blue so it's got some distance, it's got some color distance from all of the other gray text around it in terms of those other buttons. So make sure you quarantine that like button by turning it blue, by clicking on it. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell to stay informed of future adventures, videos like this one, all kinds of different videos that I'm going to be sharing with you. And thanks for being a part of it with me. Until next time, play on. Am I going to Disney Springs today? You may be asking yourself, Dave, today's the day. Disney Springs is beginning to reopen for a couple of those. So I'm not. Well, for one, I personally don't feel extremely comfortable going out quite yet. Now, I'm totally accepting. I personally would love to.